Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk and cosmic groovers. How are you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Welcome aboard. Well, today I'm a place where I've not been for a few years. I've come out to Gorse Hall. I'm gonna give you a walk around with me. Now, there's a lot of history to this place. I'll just show you a little bit of it now to show you where we are. Now, it's a great place for walking. It's kept by volunteers these days. There's nothing left but a few ruins really, but there's some interesting history and there is some sad events that happened in the past, and it's a bit of a mystery that never got solved to this day. So should we get going? Yeah! So today it's mainly little tracks like this one you can see here, nice and green, pleasant for walking. So there is the site of the old hall still. There's one that was pulled down about 1920 and one that's much older. So today the site is all uphill. It's not a really steep hill, but nevertheless it's uphill, so you need a reasonable level of fitness to come here and explore. So it is actually a little bit misty today, not so much close up but in the distance. A little bit misty. I think we got this for a few days. Now, as I was saying, this whole site, which is quite a large area, it was all the estate of Gorse Hall. So there's lots of little nooks and crannies and different things to explore here. Now, I do like the fact that Beatrix Potter used to visit her maternal grandmother here when she was a child, and there's lots of little references to Beatrix Potter if you look around this area. Here's one of those references now. Can you make out who it is? So this is one of the little nooks and crannies I was talking about, just off the main track. So really it's full of little hidden treasures, you just have to look around. So this was the fernery, Victorian craze of fern collecting. So we're just coming up to the site of Gorse Hall now. It's a new Gorse Hall, even though it's old and demolished. It's because there was an older Gorse Hall, which we might have a look at in a minute. Now it's just the remains, like the foundations, but I'll just get in close, so if you want to have a read of it in full you can do. So this is the remains of what's left of the new Gorse Hall. Not much, just the foundations, but it's nice to see where it used to be. We've got a little memorial stone here. So what I'll actually do now is I'll put up some newspaper clippings from the time of 1909. So just through the bushes here on this side we've got the site of the older Gorse Hall. Now this is much older. I think I read it was somewhere 1600 and something. It's thought it's that old anyway. And there's a bit more to these ruins really. If you look at the old stone windows there, mullion windows I think they were called. But this is quite cool because you can see the old fireplace there. As you can see, we've got the fireplace there, and the walls are much higher, and I really do prefer this ruin more than the other one. And I just love it. I love ruins and this kind of thing. It extends further, but a lot of it's overgrown. But here's a group of volunteers who sort of look after it and clear it, and you know, try and make it accessible to the public. I love the way the moss grows on old walls. Wonder what went on here all those years ago. There we've got another reference to Beatrix Potter. If you can guess what this one is. So we're just coming up to the site of where the old stables was in a minute, and we'll have a look at those together. So this is the old site of the stables. Again, you can pause this if you want to read it in full. Now there's an interesting point here, following on from the story of what happened at the hall, and I'll just put up this newspaper cutting again, and I'll circle a bit that's important to this stable. If you just think about that as we're looking around. So it is a ruin. You can see all the individual rooms inside it, because they would have had a lot of horses, they would have had many coaches. Some of the tracks we walked up today are former coach roads, and it was like a machine to keep everything running. So this part of the stable, you can see the individual horse stalls inside. But there is an air of sadness to this part, which isn't surprising with what went on here. Looks like this part has been uncovered a bit since last time I came here. Got much more of the former stables. So there is a lot of history to this place, and I do like a good story. When I first got into doing loads of outdoor walking for health and well-being, I always found it helped if you was going somewhere interesting with a bit of history to it. So here we've got the old bowling green area. It's amazing how all these places belong to the hall. They're all really spread out, and today everyone's cooped up, pressed in together. I mean, if you was rich anyway, you had the luxury of all this space. I wish we all had the luxury of this space to live. But anyway, this was the bowling green, and there's not much to it. It's just a flat space, but it's a bit of history. We've got the remains of the hunting tower. There's very little remaining of this, just a trace of where it was, but you can see it's quite an impressive building. again. Go a bit closer, you can pause that if you want to read it all. So a group of volunteers have been clearing this area, and you can see just the foundations really, and you know, the undergrowth is growing back all the time, so it's a constant battle to keep these areas clear for viewing. But you can clearly see the stonework. But the clearing of this area, it's only pretty recent. It's happened within the last few years really. So we've got a nice brick foundation area here. So this whole area is managed by a group of volunteers. If it wasn't managed, it'd just be like wildland, and everything could be overgrown and you wouldn't be able to see it or the history or anything. And it's just really nice that volunteers do this free within their own spare time. Now these days there's not many people who will create nice spaces, nice areas for other people, unless they're going to make a lot of money out of it. And the fact that people are doing this free in their own spare time for the good of the community is such a great thing. So in front of you now, you've got a clearer view of some of this site, and it'll just give you an idea to the scale of this area. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg really. We've been walking through a lot of it, but yeah, it was a vast area. So I absolutely love history. It's, you know, one of my favourite things, and there's so much history you can find out locally wherever you live. You can go to the library or go online, research the area, look at old maps, and it's just fascinating finding out these stories. I mean, I'm a bit of a bookworm anyway, so you know, that's my natural habitat. But you know, if you're interested in history, maybe try and, you know, research and explore your own areas where you live. So we're just going to go in a loop around now. We're going to go back the other way. It's like a circular walk. There's many walks in this area you can do, but we're going to go back through the woodland area, I think. So I'm going to wrap this video up in a moment. So thanks for coming with me today. I hope you enjoyed this adventure. If you did like it, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. So until then, don't forget, be different, stay weird, stay free. Bye.